All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to episode 9 of the Hustle Podcast. My name is John. I'm your host for today's episode. We also got Gabriel Arambla as a co-host. Say
Hello,
what's good.
hello. What's
Yes,
up?
sir. Yes, sir. What's good, y'all? So really excited for today's episode. Later we're gonna have a special guest. His name is Ethan. He's one of our account executives here at the wholesale bank we work at. And for today's topic, we're gonna talk about risk taking, right? Because for us, we're entrepreneurs. We do sales, right? We're not going the normal route that most people go, right? And it's really cool because I see how we can bounce off the previous episode, like add to it for this one,
Oh
right?
yeah, no, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So for this topic, I wanted to ask you, Gabe, like when you think about risk taking, right? The idea of taking a risk, like what comes up for you?
Oh man, a lot of things come up.
Yeah.
The first thing that comes up is opportunity,
Mm.
right? Um, and I don't want anyone to mistake this for like fear of missing out, like FOMO, right?
Yeah.
But many times when we're presented with opportunities, the price or part of the price that we pay is the risk and the uncertainty
Mm.
of the outcome. We get comfortable with knowing outcomes or calculating outcomes as best as possible, which is expected, and it's okay to do that. That's what we should do.
Right.
But I think what happens is there are times when we may be presented with opportunities and the risk presented is either too great for us to move forward with that opportunity, or the fear of uncertainty in outcomes prevents us from moving forward. So that's what
Mm.
comes to my mind at a high level whenever thinking about risks.
Yeah.
In the business world, right? If I'm skateboarding, I'm taking a risk. I'm going to try this trick.
Oh yeah.
It's not normal. It's not safe. It's not like walking. I'm going to take a risk. It's calculated because I know I could do certain things and I've
Yeah.
done certain tricks before.
You could get hurt,
I
but
could get hurt, and I
calculated
do. I
risk.
got banged
Yeah.
up yesterday.
Yeah.
Still feel banged up,
The
but
same scab too.
yeah, same. That's gross. Yeah,
Yeah.
same one too. I'm like, oh, hiding my
Yeah, you gotta show
arm, bro.
it.
I'm all beat up, dude.
Unfiltered, right?
I'm like, yeah, unfiltered, all
Yeah.
beat up, banged up from skateboarding. But no, that's what comes on my mind. Does that like, what are your thoughts on that on my perspective, or what comes to my mind when I
Yeah.
speak about risk, or when I think about risk?
Yeah, for sure, man. Great question. I mean, what comes to mind from what you mentioned in terms of just like risk in general, like what comes up for me is there's good and bad risk,
Mm-hmm.
right? You know how you mentioned there's calculated risk. That
Mm-hmm.
is the good risk, right? You've done your research, you've analyzed the different consequences or situations that could
Mm-hmm.
possibly happen before you actually execute that risk taking, right? And there's bad risk where, let's say you're new to skateboarding, right? And like you try to go down
Dropping on a vert ramp.
like a vert ramp right
Yeah.
away with no pads,
Oh
no
God.
helmet, right?
Bad risk.
That's bad risk.
Bad risk.
I actually saw this video of this bodybuilder,
Uh,
right?
uh,
He was doing a video with Tony, what's his
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk. It's a big ass bodybuilder, and it was his very first time doing like a drop on a big ass ramp. And the way he was doing when he dropped, he leaned forward way too much.
Top heavy,
So
bro. He's buff.
he just right when he got down, just boom, straight ate it, bro. Like the boom.
Did he die? Is he
Nah,
dead?
no, he's a gangster, bro. He's 300 pounds, but like
Jeez.
that is the bad risk, you know.
Yeah, bad risk for sure, man.
Whereas the calculated risk, he should have asked Tony Hawk about, okay, how should I position my feet? Like, how should I, drop? What's the mindset I
yeah.
should have before I drop, right? That way he
Oh
can
man.
minimize that risk. And same thing applies to like anything, right? Let's say trading stocks, for example. Comparing trading stocks to gambling, right? You can also, you can also gamble when you're trading stocks too, right?
Hmm.
Right?
Hmm.
When you're looking at the market, if you're not doing any market research,
Oh
if you're
geez,
not doing
yeah.
your due diligence, if you're not
It's like
asking,
throwing darts at a dartboard.
yes, like exactly, if you're not like asking professionals in terms of like what to do and understand the charts, and you just like put like a huge buy order and you hope and pray for it to go up. It's like, please, no, that's gambling.
Yeah,
That is gambling.
that's
That's
not very
bad
wise.
risk.
Yeah.
However, good risk, calculated risk, is when you are doing the research. You're taking that
Yes.
course. Maybe you're doing something called paper trading, where you don't use your own money,
Hmm.
right? Maybe you trade 1 cent at a time to see if it actually works, your trading strategy. And then from there, once you have consistent wins, you have a track record, then you can start using your real money.
And that principle applies into everything else. When it comes to calculating risks. John, do you have any examples of risks you've taken in the past that were either calculated or uncalculated, and what was the outcome, and or lessons learned?
Yeah, I have a lot, especially when I first started out in entrepreneurship back in 2020.
Hmm.
I took a risk to go from employee to entrepreneur,
Hmm.
right? We're working in the wireless industry,
Hmm.
right? When COVID hit, I got into Amazon FBA,
Hmm.
where I
Hmm.
started building an Amazon business, running products through the website. And for me, I did take a little bit calculated risk, but it was still borderline gambling because
Hmm.
I was like really excited to get the product launched. I had a bunch of money saved up from working.
Hmm.
I also
Hmm.
had EDD coming in as well. I had thousands in my bank.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I'm like, what could hurt, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was pretty like reckless at that time,
Yeah.
right? I took that risk, right? And then fast forward 6 months to a year, like I was negative 70K from the business
Sheesh,
because
man.
I didn't do
Ugh.
more due diligence. I didn't ask mentors questions. I
Hmm.
just dove right in. However, that leads me to this: not all risk taking is bad. Even bad
Hmm.
risk, right? You can still look at taking a bad risk as a lesson,
Well, yeah, and
right?
well, I think let's be clear. I think what you're saying is that we shouldn't willfully go out with reckless abandon and take
Yeah,
bad risks. But when we
yeah,
do take a risk and the outcome may not be viewed as a success,
yeah,
it's okay. And it begs the question, what is the lesson? Like, what did I learn in that experience that I could
exactly.
do differently next time in order to avoid the adverse or negative repercussions
Mm-hmm.
from making a bad decision or taking a bad risk. But I think either way you slice it, as an entrepreneur, as a business person, as an individual who is aimed or has goals to grow, you are going to learn, and you are going to have some lessons that are harder than other lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And those lessons are priceless, and they help us become who we are. And when we reflect back, and I'm sure when you reflect back on that experience, had you not have gone through that experience and
Yep.
overcome that adversity, you would not be where you are at today.
1,000%, dude. And like I want to add to that too, what you were sharing. Like calculated risk is when you're actually taking the time to like understand the thing you're going to do, right? And then bad risk. So another way that I define bad risk is like making that mistake but not learning your lesson and doing it again, right? Like if I like when I lost that 70K, that wasn't like I didn't lose 70K. That was just I spent 70K. I invested 70K so I could learn that lesson,
Yeah.
right? The bad risk was if I lost 70K and I kept making the same mistake over and over and over again, right? So risk has a lot of different definitions. It has different meanings to different people,
Yeah.
right? It's like,
There's different
like
levels.
yeah, like you can see it as a good thing and a bad thing, right? It's what you make of it. Like, do you learn your lesson, right? As long as you're learning your lesson, I would say that's calculated risk. Right? You can take any risk you want. If you, let's say you fuck up the first time, like you didn't do your due diligence. Okay, you didn't know. Now you know. Don't do it again. Right?
Yeah.
Now just keep now when you move forward, keep taking that calculated risk. Right?
Now, you know,
Yeah.
one thing that pops to mind for me, and this can, you know, boil over into a number of different levels, but most specifically, what I'm thinking about is, you know, and I've done a lot of hiring and recruiting in developing individuals, and you know, when you're interviewing people for a position, you know, those individuals, they're looking for a job for, you know, one of several reasons. Either one, they got fired; two, they reached their peak at their previous job and there was no upward mobility,
Yeah.
or third, relocation. Those are like the three reasons. And you know, I've been on both sides of the table. I've been the person interviewing and then the person being interviewed.
Hmm.
And one of the things that comes to mind is when you are taking on a new position or a new role, there is a level of risk. And the risk goes both ways. The employer or business owner is taking a risk on you, and you're taking a risk on them, that they're going to be a good employer and provide opportunity for you to achieve your goals and get compensated for your performance. And the risk they take on you is that you're going to perform.
Hmm.
And I think one of the things that as humans or as individuals we may sometimes forget is that on our part, as an individual, as the asset, there's a level of commitment that's required in order to attain a desired result. And I think too many people quit too soon. You quit just too short, and you're right there, but you quit. And one of the things that I feel as a society we lack is a level of commitment
Hmm.
that is conducive to driving the results and achieving the reality that we desire. And it could sometimes be disheartening when you're not built that way and you are a person of commitment and dedication. It could be disheartening, whether it be a subordinate, whether it be a leader, whether it be a peer, when you see that lack of commitment. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what came to my mind, you know, when we're talking about, you know, taking these risks and whatnot, because I think it's easy for us to take a risk and say, hey, things didn't work out. It was a bad decision, or it wasn't a calculated risk. But then it begs a question: did you quit too soon? And I
Mm.
have
Yep.
too many examples in my mind of times where maybe I quit too soon, or ex-
What are some of those examples, if you don't mind sharing, and also share like your mindset then to your mindset now in terms of like committing to
yeah, I
continuing
mean,
the path
whew,
you were going.
oh, bro, a lot comes to mind, man.
Mm-hmm.
A lot comes to mind. It's crazy because as I think about it,
That's how you know, guys. We go
it's
really
like,
deep,
yeah,
unscripted, unfiltered. Like we didn't rehearse any of this.
no,
Just off the
yeah,
fly, off the cuff. That's what we're called, the Hustle Podcast. Tagline is real, keeping it real.
Keeping it real.
Keeping it real, y'all.
It's like, yeah, all these, bro, it gets a little emotional because you think about life,
Mm-hmm.
and you think about like,
Episode nine
man.
is just a 9 episodes of a therapy session.
Yeah, I know, right, dude. You
Nine
you you,
therapy
th- you, th- you
episodes.
think like, man, dude, like,
Yeah.
well, what if you know I didn't relocate there, or I didn't move here, I didn't move there, I didn't take that position, or what if I invested more time in that employee, or what if I invest more time in that position, and like just trying to think of anything specific, bro. Like, in life, when it comes to business and professionally, I to be quite candid, I feel really good about the level of commitment that I've put forth in life.
Hell yeah. Shit goes
I
deep,
feel
bro.
I feel good about it.
That's good, bro. Like, bro, like 20 plus years, been grinding, recreating yourself multiple times. However, you're still here, still moving
Yeah,
forward,
bro. Like,
not
yeah,
giving up, pushing through.
I
Listen.
just love it, dude. I love the grind, dude. I like I
Mm-hmm.
like I like the fight, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I like learning. And I'll never stop, man. And even when you achieve a certain level of success, or whether you've reached a level of defeat, that you've never felt before, you can always get up, and you always stay on your grind and improve and get
Mm-hmm.
better. And again, it begs a question when it comes to commitment. It also reminds me of those individuals that they just gave up. So not even quitting too soon, but they just gave up and they threw in the
Mm-hmm.
towel.
Threw in the towel.
And what if they didn't give up? Like, what would take place if they didn't give up? What other opportunities would they have provided to others? Or what other people could they have developed? What other lives could have been impacted? And what would that look like, man? And it's like, dude, as much as like I want to give up so much sometimes.
Keep going. Keep going. You stay committed. Like past 20 years, bro, no matter how much you've had to recreate yourself, no matter how much you've fallen, you know, no matter how dark things got, you're still here. So you've been committed the entire time to getting back up
Just
and
getting
keep
better,
going.
just growing, bro. And like,
Yeah.
people will backstab you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
People will
It's part of the
will
process.
talk bad about you, bro. Try and undermine you. I've had employees that I brought in, I developed and tried to elevate, and like was working to elevate. I've had those employees try to undermine me in the past, dude. Like, but and then I've also had leaders do the same thing, like feel
Mm-hmm.
threatened, and try to throw shade on me or tear me down. But as for as many times as that's happened, there's just so many like good stories, dude.
Hell yeah, bro. Yes, sir.
So many like good people, man. That
Part of the process. Like entrepreneurship is hard as fuck. However, when you take that risk, make that jump, you're gonna go through. It's like a roller coaster. It's like life's a movie when you're in entrepreneurship, right?
it is,
Like I said,
bro.
people will backstab you. You're gonna want to give up. People you trust, they'll break your trust. You know.
But like, honestly, dude, like for me, it's just a genuine love for people.
Mm-hmm.
And when Well, I mean, even just looking at like, how we met, how we linked up, in the individuals I still communicate with, my peers, my leaders, and my subordinates, that through my career. And it's like it's worth it, right? Like those relationships that we build, the people that we meet, they blossom into like friendships. And I mean, just seeing my peers, subordinates, people I've like just see them grow in life, see them get married, have kids, like be with them when they've experienced hardship, support them, and have them do the same for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's about,
That's what it's
dude.
about, man. And that ties back to giving, right? The power of giving, and then the law of reciprocity will do
Yeah,
its job,
bro.
right?
Dude, it's the best. It's the best, bro. Like fucking
Yeah.
I don't I don't care about like these like material things, dude. They go away, bro. It's all about people.
Mm-hmm. Like relationships is huge, like being like, why only do well for yourself when others are struggling? Why not bring everyone up with you? Everyone having massive success, everyone's happy, they're fulfilled, they're living an amazing life, and you all win together,
Yeah.
right?
And just,
That amazing life.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that, that's at the highest level, and then taking it down to like the base level, like just be kind to one another. Like, you know what I mean? Just be kind, be nice, be generous, be courteous, be thoughtful. Like just be a good human. And that goes such a long way, and it creates environments that are conducive to driving the results that you're mentioning, right? Like
Mm,
whenever you look in an environment, you could, well, at least when I walk into an environment, I could put my finger on the pulse of the culture pretty quick, and you could sense where it's prospering and where it's lacking.
mm-hmm,
And thankfully, I've had the ability to enter in to environments, as a leader and a follower, and help or do my best or play my part in cultivating these environments that are conducive to driving results. And it all starts at the basic fundamental. And we talked about this the other day, like just treating people how you want to be treated, like
mm-hmm,
the golden rule. And it's hard sometimes. And, you know, we have to do our best. And like, if we just try our best, that's the start. That's all we could do, right? Just try your best to be kind to one another, be courteous, do what's right, do good, and in the way you treat people and how you run your business, and how you grow and prosper and treat your business partners, external and
mm-hmm,
internal. Um, is everything. And like creating that environment that you want will create that environment that you want, and you can't let
mm-hmm,
anything or anyone stop you from doing that, because the forces of nature will bow down to a powerful entity. And so when we walk in with confidence and kindness
mm-hmm,
and joy, and when we bring love, and when we're genuine, that will take and contort any environment and
mm-hmm,
enable us to create that environment that we desire. And as a leader, it's even more important to be able to do that and to be cognizant of people and humans. Because at the end of the day, we're all human, we're all people,
mm-hmm,
and we all have the same wants, needs, and desires. No matter how high in the company you are or how low in the company you are, we're all each other's equals. Just like we talked
mm-hmm.
about the other day. No,
We're
no
one
one's
and
above us,
equal.
no one's below us.
Yep.
We're all equal.
We're on
But
the same planet. We're on the same planet, same soil. We all look like each other. We're one
yeah,
species.
that's it,
You know,
man. We all put
why?
our pants on one leg at a time.
That's right. Like,
You
why
know?
not just give, support each other? You know,
Yeah.
as opposed to just taking and hurting others.
Yes, and then
Yeah.
also too, like it brings up another point. Like if you need support, if you need help, be assertive,
Mm-hmm.
and humble yourself and ask for help when you're in environments where you have peers and where you have leaders. You have to seek out that help. like they say, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. And when you're in a position
That's a
to
good
where
one.
you don't know,
Squeaky wheel gets oil.
squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Yeah.
When you don't know where to go, there's someone out there that does.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't have the answer to the question, there's someone out there that does.
Mm-hmm.
If you're feeling a little down, a little bummed out, like go to a peer and be like, yo, I'm kind of feeling down right now. Can we chat? Like you want to take a walk? Do you want to rap with me, bro? I just need a pep talk, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um, like I know I'm there for that, and I know I need that sometimes too. And so I think, you know, again, these environments, right? Creating these environments where, we feel comfortable, we feel at ease. I can go to John and say, John, bro, dude, I'm not feeling the day right now.
Yeah.
I need like, bro, do you want to have lunch, bro? Let's go grab a bite.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go grab a sandwich, bro. Let's go grab some sushi.
That's
Like,
right.
you know what I
Let's
mean?
get
Let's
Fuji Grill.
something, you know what I mean?
Wahoo.
Like it's so important that we take ownership of our outcomes and ownership of our success. And I think far too often we want to blame external circumstances on our outcomes. But in all reality, our external circumstances are derived from our internal environments. And like we were talking about, I think earlier this morning, we were, mentioning, or last night we were talking to Ty, we were talking about how, the only things we really have control of, I think we were having the convo, but I know we had the convo. I don't remember with
It's how
who.
we respond.
No, but check it out though.
Yeah.
Here it is at the base. At the base, the only thing we can control are our thoughts, our words, and our actions, right? And so think about it. Like John said, how we respond, but it's here our thoughts, how we perceive things, how we think about things, our experiences, our opinions, like our thoughts, right? We can control our thoughts. We can control what we think about, good, bad, or indifferent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our words, our words are derived from our thoughts. The things that we think about are the things that we speak about,
Yep.
right? So our thoughts, our words, the things that we speak about are often the things that we do. Tonight after work, I'm gonna go skateboarding. I'm gonna try this trick, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out with some friends tonight, or man, where do you want to go for lunch? Or hey, yo, after this podcast, I got to get a new email template out for alt doc products.
Mm-hmm.
Like thoughts, words, actions, or actions, how we respond, right?
That's
If
right.
someone cuts me off on the highway, what do I think about that first and foremost? Me, I do not care. You cut me off all you
Yep.
want.
And those
Just
are your
don't hit
thoughts.
anybody.
Yeah.
Just don't hit anybody. Like, dude, that's all good. You're in a rush. I'll slow down for you so you can merge. I'm good with that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, like that's how I think about the things. And when they happen, my response is, it's all good. Like Jocko says, good.
Boom. Good.
Good. Someone cuts you off, good.
Good.
Got fired from your job,
Good.
good.
Yep.
Right? That business failed, good.
Good.
It's
Extreme
all
ownership,
good.
taking full responsibility for yourself.
Yes.
And there's a great quote as well that reminded me what you mentioned of your thoughts, right? It's like watch your thoughts, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, and they become your character. Watch your character, they become your destiny. Right? So it starts in the mind, the thoughts. What thoughts are you having? That's what you can control, right?
Yeah.
So have good
Oh
thoughts.
man, dude. That's good, bro. A little bit of heavy pod.
Hell
A little
yeah.
bit of heavy podcast,
It's a
dog.
great pod.
It's weighty stuff, bro. It's life, dude.
really
It's
good
real,
stuff.
man.
Yeah,
It's
we're
real
just
talk.
talking off the fly, sharing your experiences, and it's real, and that's how we stand out. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool, guys. Other than that, we're gonna wrap up the pod. Any last words, Gabe?
Yo, just do good, show love, be good, and be good at it. One love.
All right, love it. So, guys, that concludes the episode 9 of the Hustle Podcast. Again, thanks for tuning in. And as you can tell, if you've been watching from day one, we're getting better and better every
Every
single day.
day.
It just naturally we progress every single day. And that comes from being consistent and also learning what areas we can get better in. All right. So see you guys tomorrow for episode 10 and 11. And
We're out.
we're out.